Other urban development strategies are, in summary, in view of the fateful date limit of 2030 relating to three substantial points: connection, innovation, immobility. But at the center of the foregoing, there is always a problem of energy efficiency, such as a EU-funded pilot project for the intelligent refitting of entire buildings with the aim of reducing energy needs and integrating renewables. In simple terms, the so-called quote, that is a double coating that insulates the building from the cold in winter and protects it from the heat in summer. At the heart of energy efficiency, there are then series of measures and precautions aimed at avoiding dispersions, favoring digitalization through Wi-Fi, 5 giga and broadband, the digitization of the administration to give citizens the opportunity to have certificates without unnecessary movements, just with a click. Furthermore, the pandemic crisis has forced not only students of all kinds and levels of education, but also ordinary citizens to work remotely using video conferencing software such as Zoom and Google Meet. In fact, if today we can discuss in video conference among ourselves, as we did in the past to talk about sustainability and education, we owe it to the new frontiers of video conferencing that have personally allowed me to follow high-profile webinars and to become part of, in quality of architect, of a project aimed at sustainability. Never ever in the recent past would I have thought of broadening my knowledge and potential as a currently certified blogger on sustainability, long-term economy, and soon on climate change, up to these unexpected frontiers and goals. We are all grateful.
Excuse me, Dr. Franca. Okay, you have less than 5 minutes. I'm just reading that to summarize.
I have finishing. Sorry. We are all grateful to new technologies so long as they do not become systems of control over the masses and potential dangers, especially in the educational field for young children, too focused on tables and smartphones, less on authentic cultural contents that are required through serious learning and also through the potential that the network offers, but fewer social networks. From this quick overview of the model cities in Italy, it's clear that there is still a long way to go. The speed with which technology advances is not equal to that of adapting to indispensable models of sustainability, recycling, health, through a renewed relationship with the environment around us. We should therefore, I am finished, we should therefore find the right balance between modernization and the relationship with our psyche that finds the source of well-being in nature. Beyond the pharaonic project, Vertical Skyscraper, with, in my opinion, is a palliative of fashion. Beyond the still poorly advanced and widespread electric cars, we should, in the meantime, try to save what we can be saved, waiting for more advanced technology of urban transport. Extra-urban allows us to look to the near future with greater optimism. The recycling of electric batteries and their high cost push us to think of hydrogen or solar as a privileged means of transport, but we are still too far behind the 2020 emergency, as well as the movement of business centers outside the cities and not in the heart of them. While waiting for rapid programs, we should simply avoid any waste. This is the real problem of plastic. Any waste, and as a citizen of our small isolated planet in the universe, recycling should be the word of the day order. Then it is up to administration to take an interest in green areas, waste disposal in special ecological islands, use many more electric buses for the elderly, students, workers, and so on. If we really want smart city, we must also press electorally on the political class so that this dream can come true. After all, each of us is a drop that, combined with the others, is capable of forming a tsunami. The tsunami of change in view of the ambitious goals of the 21st. I have finished. I will share my project.
Okay.
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Thank you for your time. Sorry for too long, maybe.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. I will
Yes.
share. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that is a great introduction
Franca,
to our.
Sorry, Amondi. Franca, thank you very much. It's a very insightful presentation.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you, Franca.
You are welcome.
Okay, thank you. I just want to add that, okay, Dr. Franca is working on several poems, and
yes.
there was one which was shared to me, and it was very amazing, The Color of the Soul. So The Color of the Soul was displaying a lot on environmental issues, how we can take care about the environment. The poem was generated in the year last year, but it is still having a lot of impact even right now. So it is encouraging us that we should take care of our environment and what we need to do as we proceed with this journey. So I'm going to welcome our next speaker, who is Mr. Evans Owor Odula. Are you in? Please confirm.
Yes.
I'm in, Mr. Mondi.
Okay.
I have just a problem. Senti, interrompi condivisione. I stopped the condivision, sorry, because I have had a problem with my internet. Okay, I am here, dear.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
So I want to introduce Mr. Evans Owor Odula. So the topic is going to cover is the role of grassroots communities in the fight against plastic pollution, especially of the lakes and water bodies. So a great introduction to Mr. Evans is Evans is an activist in the line of environment, and he has been doing a lot of projects that is within the Rusinga Highland. Rusinga is found in Kenya, and it borders the lake region. So he has been doing amazing work there, and he also participated in greening the environment by using the current technology that we have, looking for various plant species which are being depleted and trying to restore them. So that is a great work that is doing, and I would like to welcome him so that he can explain more on how we can end the plastic within the region and even share the great idea to the internationally. So I just want to take this opportunity to welcome you to the floor. Yeah, take the floor, please.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Mondi, for that elaborate introduction. My name is Evans Odula. I live in Rusinga Island. Rusinga Island is a small island in Lake Victoria. If you look at the global map, in the map of Victoria, you will see Rusinga Island. So,
hello, Sylvester, please unmute. Sylvester, kindly.
Sylvester, please unmute. Unmute your mic.
Yes.
By profession, I'm a social worker, but by training, by nature, I'm a conservationist and restorationist. I founded an organization called Badilisha. Badilisha is a local word, Kiswahili word, which means change. We formed Badilisha organization in the year 2008. And our organization, Badilisha, is a grassroots organization piloting in the implementation of grassroots-based projects targeting fragile ecosystems of Lake Victoria. My organization for many years has participated in tree planting activities with local schools, women groups, and various community-based groups as we try to bring back the forest cover of Rusinga Island. And for those of you who want to have a look at my website, it is called www.badilisha.org. So my question for this day is, why are we here today? Why are we here today? We are here to commemorate this important day that we do reflection on our activities as human beings on the earth. And with regards to environment and plastics, locally and internationally, plastic is a major issue. It's a major concern. And we know that plastics alter habitats and natural processes. They fill environment with debris, causing known and unknown environmental harm, and particularly in Lake Victoria region, in the local context now. You will find plastics floating in the lake waters. They choke our lake ecosystem. The fishes eat the lake, eat the plastics. The cows eat the plastics, causing a lot of environmental harm to the animals. The farmers get losses from when the animals die. So the plastic problem is a very serious problem. And as grassroots communities, we need to rise up and try to do something about them. We cannot just sit down there and just wait for the more serious problems to take place. And we need to make our voices be heard. And I want to say that we have to do something. And I will narrow down to some of the activities that the grassroots communities can do in the fight against plastics at the grassroots level. My point number one is about pressurizing policymakers to enhance laws that govern the use of plastics and also come up with stringent measures on penalties on those who break these laws. So we need to be part of the policy making as grassroots organizations so that we are not just mere spectators. The other thing that grassroots communities can do is to participate in environmental cleanup events because the environment is already littered with plastics. Grassroots communities can really participate by organizing themselves and doing cleanup events. We have done that before in the beaches. In Rusinga Island, we have fishing communities settling in various areas. We call them beaches, and we do cleanup events. We organize days where we go collect the plastics and burn them and keep them somewhere even for future recycling. So this is something that grassroots communities can do. But the grassroots community should also be trained on waste segregation. People in Africa particularly are not informed about waste segregation. You find waste mixed all over, and they need now to be trained on how to segregate waste. I was privileged to visit Europe and some cities within Europe, and I was very much impressed with how they were segregating the waste, electronic waste, plastic waste, biodegradable waste. So all these wastes were desegregated and they were easily managed. The other thing that grassroots communities can do is to stop buying bottled water. You know, the bottled water, if you look at the like over 30% of the waste there is from bottled water. People buy the bottled water, and then they just throw the bottle at the end. So this is something that they can use. They can decide to use tap water. They can have one container and refill it. They can have the water and container and refill it. So this will also reduce the amount of waste that we are throwing into the environment. The other problem is to wean ourselves of the use of single-use plastics. There are plastics that we just use once and throw in the nature. So we could have alternative ways of using these wastes in a way that we cannot throw them back into the environment. The other activity that we need to do as grassroots communities is to cook more. You know, if we cook more, it means that one, we are eating healthier, and also we are not throwing a lot of containers. You know, when we have ready-made food, which we get in containers and plastic form, we eat and throw them. But if we just produce our food locally, consume our food locally, cook it in our kitchens, we will reduce the amount of plastic that we are throwing in the environment. The other way that grassroots communities can reduce the amount of plastics they are letting out in the environment is to sustainably use our wood. We can use wood to make most of the items we need, which do not release microplastics into our diet. Because you find that we use some of these plastics in cooking and in doing various things. But at the end of the day, even microplastics find their way into our diet. So we need to use wood. Wood is biodegradable. It can be finally used to cook and also be thrown into the garden, and it breaks down into good soil, which we need at the end of the day. The other thing is to recycle. I call it the 3Rs principle: reduce, recycle, and resell. So some of these items, for example, that we can make use of again are the best things to use. For example, there are things that you can use it now and you can take it back to the company and the company can recycle it. So this is something that we can also embrace as grassroots communities. The other thing is we need to choose our clothing which is made from natural fibers. We can use clothing made from cotton and natural fibers. As currently it is, most of the clothes we wear are made from acrylic, nylon, polyester, and other sort of microplastics. I suggest that as grassroots communities, we can use clothing that is made from natural fibers. The other bit is to promote eco-friendly manufacturers. Grassroots communities must be cognizant of the fact that there are companies that are really eco-friendly. These are the companies that should be promoted so that it is some form of competition to other companies so that they can also try to be eco-friendly in nature in terms of their packaging and in terms of their activities to the environment. As I conclude, I want to say that as grassroots communities, we also need to check on our approach to cosmetics with especially the beauty products. Some of the beauty products that we are using are also releasing a lot of waste into the environment and making our ecological footprint to be much bigger. So I want to say that the fight against plastics is very important, and most communities should join the fight. Otherwise, in future, the future generations will blame us for doing a lot of nothing when we have all the time and the resources at our disposal to lead the fight and protect the Mother Earth and to try and bring back its past glory. With that brief representation, I want to say thank you, Mr. Mondi. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Odula. I'm grateful for that. So you've just talked about the plastic waste. And remember, the plastic waste, there are some released chemicals to the environment. And you see those chemicals are very harmful to any living organism. So you've also talked about the reduce, reuse, and recycle. Those are the 3 R principles, which are very important. And they're not only those 3 R principles. We have 7 R principles, where we also have where you can replace. You see, we have e-waste. So instead of, because the e-waste are scattered all around and we do not have where we can take them, it is very important we can replace or you repair. Those are other 3 R principles. The moment you repair your laptop, you will be reducing the way of discarding the waste to the environment. So it is very, very important. That is a great input.
Thank you, Mondi.
I have to appreciate you on that. So I want to call upon Lydia. Is Lydia in? Before Lydia, Dr. Nikki, please go ahead, please.
Welcome, Lydia. Are you ready to start?
Yeah, doctor.
Okay, welcome. You can go ahead, Lydia.
Yes, I'm doing sort of introduction, and Lydia is an international businesswoman and the founder of Liats Connection. One of its objective, of her objective, I mean, is environmental protection and sustainable developments for natural resources. The topic Lydia is going to talk about is environmental protection. How can we protect the environment through plastic waste? Yes. Thank you very much, Lydia. Take the floor.
Greetings to everyone in the house. No need to introduce myself, as I've already been introduced by the moderator. So talking about plastic protection, I'll just go direct. I have some pictures here. I don't know. We have some pictures here. I took those pictures some time ago in my community. You can see, I don't know if it's clear. I took these pictures. You can see there are plastics. This is a bridge where you have plastics and water. The damage on climate change. When we have drainage, the drainage is blocked. Water cannot go. and you have, this is waste. So we have problem of waste management and also the plastic pollution. You can see, this is another picture. This is another picture. So it's already a challenge, and this is after where you have cleaned, where you have the bridge has been cleaned. You find that the environment is good. Here the environment is good. The beauty of the environment. This is how a bridge should look like. So I had these ones I normally use to train other communities and create awareness so that they can see the advantage and disadvantages on our natural and clean environment, how it is enjoyable when it is clean. Now, I don't want to go on talking about climate change because we all know about the climate change, what it has cost us. So now the problem is a solution. Our royal mothers or a royal family are suffering because they are the ones who like really live on the suburb, on the royal area, royal communities, because that's where the drainage go and hang up. So the solution now is to educate them, to create an awareness to the community. And how do we create an awareness concerning environmental protection or concerning climate change? We have to get the chiefs. We have to get the community leaders to gather the community people so that we educate them on how to throw their waste product, or how to recycle their waste, which is how do they, that is, we show them the difference. For example, like you see this the water with dirt and a lot of dirt there. This one, we make them to know the disadvantages, meaning it can cause health problems and it can cause mosquito, or even like we call it diarrhea. So because of that, they should know the importance to provide to protect those challenges, which is the information given them. Secondly, we don't only recycle this, but how are we recycling them? Because we have our waste is full of plastic, which cause pollution. And also we have glasses, we have a can, we have bottles, and some other stuff. So my suggestion is we should train them on how to, the community, for example, in my community where I am in Limbe, we have this company that deals with debt. They have to put those that dustbin, label them, saying that this one purposely is for plastics. This one is for bottles, can, and other stuff. With that, when they do that, it's easier for people to know that when we do this, is a great opportunity for recycling. They can easily take the plastic, take it for recycling, and reduce some other stuff. Excuse. Secondly, we need to educate our students. We go to school, we tell them, because they will go back home and educate their parents on all the stuff. Then I want to, why I'm just talking, like, I'm sorry if I'm mixing stuff, but I don't want to be so professional, because I want to face reality. No wonder I have to go far as to get the pictures. Even before the World Environmental Day, I had to visit
Excuse,
the Ministry
seems
of
you have an
Environment.
internet problem. You are breaking, please, Lydia.
Okay.
If you...
Hello?
Yes, you are breaking.
Maybe the
And
connection.
you have only 3 minutes. Please
Okay.
summarize.
I visit the Ministry of Environment. I tried to find out from them to ask about how are they preparing or what are the challenges. So all they told me is they have to go and plant trees somewhere to some schools on the neighboring places, and they used to do a cleanup campaign on the beach to clean plastics. So the only solution is to create an awareness to people on environmental change and how to manage the waste management and plastic pollution. So that was the information I got. Then I asked them about what about pollution caused by industries. So they told me there's a company that is in charge of that. The company always go to those manufacturers or industries and do away with their waste management. They take it and go and recycle it and come back. So that was a good one. I saw, like, at least they are trying to do something. They don't just release the waste anyhow to damage the or to pollute the area. Also, when it concerns the tree and flower planting, is also good because it absorbs all the pollution that is on the air, absorb everything. When you have those trees on your compound, it helps to absorb whatever pollution that is coming to the people living around there. So it's a good idea to always plant trees, plant flowers, do your recycling, and throw your dirt nicely, especially like some of us who use cars, the engine oil that is coming from cars, they are very hazardous damage waste, whereby it's always good to know wherever to throw them. So if I come to my conclusion, it is a nice thing. It's very good to save our environment through climate change.
Okay, thank you very much,
Yeah.
Lydia. Thank you very much. That is a very insightful message. And you are talking about the solution, and it is very important. It is our responsibility, not even a single person, but all of us will take a responsibility to ensure that we achieve our goal. We protect the environment. So we can protect the environment through various ways. We need to input some regulations. We also need to create awareness. That is what we are currently doing here. And we also need to, we need to teach the young one. It must come from down. We need to teach the young one as they grow up, they need to realize that there's something that we only have one earth, and we need to protect. We need to protect it as far as concerned. So, without further ado, I'm going to call upon the next speaker, and our next speaker is. I want to give a chance to Joseph Jackson. I mean. Carrie Jackson, are you there? Please confirm if you can hear me, Carrie Jackson.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry,
thank you very much.
My internet connection has not been the best. I don't know whether someone could help share my screen.
Okay, thank you. As we sort out that, allow me to call upon because we are trying to sort out that. I understand you shared the challenge that you had, and yeah, let us have Tata Charity as we organize for how we are going to share the presentation. Do we have Tata Charity?
Hello, Obundi, I'm here.
Okay,
and I also have connectivity problems like Jackson. I think I am in the same town as Jackson, and we have very poor internet. So I was going to beg you share my screen when it was my time. So I think I have the same issue as Jackson with connectivity.
Okay, the issue is not connectivity, please. The issue is about we need to share. If we have Joseph, can we share the slide?
Yes,
Because
Jackson.
Okay.
Jackson. Yes.
Okay, I think you can just proceed without sharing the screen so that we can share it later
Okay.
to all members. Yeah, you can just proceed.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Good day. I'm sorry we had network issues. I've been shuttling between MTN and Orange connection. Can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, I am talking on the technological innovation as a panacea to sustainable waste management in third world nations. And talking about waste, like others have presented, you can describe waste as solids, which includes garbage. We can include liquid waste or sewage. You can have plastic. You can describe waste as organic, as clinical, radioactive waste, industrial, clinical, agricultural waste, and so on. And we are trying to highlight that sustainably managing this waste can bring a lot of economic resources to developing nations. So striving to consider waste as an economic development tool, looking at the benefits of waste, not the devices, is going to help. And in most economies that are growing, if they can integrate circular economy as a tool of development, is going to enhance waste management and improve sustainability, promote sustainable development goals, and overall fight hunger and then bring development to the communities. Circular economy, for instance, in Cameroon, we aim at reducing waste by rethinking how to use, how to recycle, and how to design or redesign plastic and other waste products. And this will be focusing on minimizing the generation of a lot of waste. In Cameroon, for instance, waste is unsorted from families, from homes before it is brought to the streets and collection sites. Equally, we have to maximize resource utilization. If waste is sorted before it is given out for disposal. And this will equally improve on the promotion of a continuous flow of materials. And here we're talking about circular economy. Circular economy in Cameroon will generate income for those who are employed, given that the population, for instance, of Cameroon, of Africa, for instance, is very youthful, and it will promote responsible consumption behaviors. For instance, here in Cameroon, people think that the use of new packages is prestigious. Buying, for instance, one plastic bag and reusing it, according to them, is a taboo. People believe that when you buy an item, each time you should be compensated with the packaging, especially plastics. And these have flooded the streams, it has flooded the waterways, the culverts, and resulting to not only illnesses, is resulting to pollution and a blockage of sewage ways, especially during high inundations. Extending product lifespan can engage a lot of communities in sustainable waste management, as for instance, designing infrastructures that are desirably inclusive, that will include both the very, very poor, the very, very rich in the manner in which they dispose of and they manage waste. This will equally result to durability and repairability in the minds of us, the waste generators. Using 5 R's like reducing, refusing, reusing, recycling, replacing, like we talked of e-waste, of radioactive waste, is a sustainable way of and repairing, like you mentioned, of managing waste, like tires, a lot of spare tires, a lot of waste batteries from phones, waste fridges, a lot of plastics on the streets, I think these are ways that can, including, generating applications that will help identify these waste sites, manage them. Shredding, for instance, plastic is a way of an economy can generate income while sustaining the lifespan, reducing the ecological waste footprint for the communities, not only for us, but for our children's children. And we always have to sensitize and put on the know for those who don't know who don't want to take up waste as a challenge, as a positive, effort that can help enhance development so that they are in the know. And key aspects of waste will include just recycling, for instance, shredding of plastics. A lot of plastic bottles, a lot of straws are being used they are being delivered in restaurants, and transforming this, for instance, shredding bottles, plastic bottles to produce pellets that can be used as an alternative for sand, to construct pavement blocks that are more durable is a way of an inclusive economy that will promote development in developing nations. Sorting, like I said, is primordial. Making use of organic waste sorted from plastics, like our friend was talking from Limbe, 3-bin collection, sorting glass from plastics, sorting organic waste that can easily decay. You help back do organic gardening in your home is going to promote sustainability. Reusing valuable materials, patching back your tires until they are exhausted before you fling them off for collectors, for waste collectors, is a way of reducing this plastic and waste footprint. Equally, we have to divert useless waste through incineration. After sorting, we have to create incinerators, landfills, and then re-extract those that can still be used and carry out upcycling so that the ecological footprint is reduced. We equally can do gasification. A lot of technological advancement is needed, training on site, especially youths, so that waste like sewage is used in generating gas, cooking gas for households. And why not do it at commercial level so that it can benefit the communities? Building green homes through this aspect, reusing valuable materials to construct this and low-cost materials is imperative to drive an economy that is still growing like that of Cameroon. Equally, efficiency and effectiveness in waste collection, timely preparedness, not waiting for waste to be disposed of on the streets before it's being collected. Controlling burning by municipalities, collecting in time and educating the people, as well as improving collaborative partnerships with those who already developed to share best practices is a way of improving our waste footprints, especially in developing economies. Why should we shred plastics particularly? A shredding means building mechanical devices that will break down plastic waste into pellets that can help, that can be used for instance, like you can mix pellets.
Hello, Mr. Jackson. Your internet, you are breaking. Please, if you can hear me, we can't get you right. Yeah, dear team, just understand that is the issue of internet, and we are very sorry for that.
No, we've lost him, Amondi.
Yes, that is the issue of internet. We are very, very sorry for him. And it was a great message. Yeah. So we still have 2 more speakers to take the floor, and the time is not on our side, so we are going to try to use the time efficiently so that we can manage to dive on into other meetings. So do we have Jackson back? Jackson, are you back, please? Yes. So we are going to move to the next speaker, and that is Tata Charity Yenlan. Yes, after Tata Charity, we are going to have Reverence Yuel Bati. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome Tata Charity to the floor.
Thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Omondi.
Yes, allow me to do some sort of introduction. The topic Tata is going to tackle is from waste to work, ending plastic pollution through grassroots. That is the topic, from waste to work, ending plastic pollution through grassroots. So this is very great because you understand the word work. Work is something very, very important. So to do the introduction to Tata, Tata is from Cameroon and is an educator, an environmental protection advocate, gender empowerment leader with over a decade of experience, peace building, humanitarian action, and sustainable development. She currently serves as a coordinator of the Mount Oku Center for Gender and Socio-Economic Empowerment, and also a program assistance with the SOPISDEU in Cameroon, where she leads initiative in environmental education, women empowerment, tree plantings for climate resilience. So dear team, you will understand that Tata is doing amazing work in Cameroon, and I want to welcome so that she can provide very insightful messages to us. Otherwise, thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you, Omondi, and thank you everyone that is tuned today on the occasion of the celebration of World Environmental Day for 2025. Like you've heard my profile, that is Charity for You. And talking about environmental protection, Environmental Day, and talking about ending plastic pollution. You know, plastic pollution is something that we cannot end it in a day. It's something that we met and we might left it, but we have a contribution to make to see that we move towards my vision, which is zero plastic. So I did some research and I saw that over 430 million tons of plastics are produced every year. And at the end of the year, 2/3 of the waste become waste. So only 1/3 it's purposeful or can be repurposed. So looking at this, it's like every year we're producing 340 tons and we are not able to reuse up to the next year more than half of it, meaning we have a lot of waste that we're setting into Mother Earth, and we have to be looking at ways at which we can solve some of these problems. So I'm coming from a crisis region. I'm coming from the northwest region of Cameroon, and we're facing a political crisis. And waste management is also a crisis. So we are in a dual crisis in this context. And if you look at waste, you see that waste management, it's something that when not well managed, we have a lot of problems. We have the negative impacts on human health, on peace building, on biodiversity, and on food security. And why not the microplastics? Lately, I've been learning and trying to understand about microplastics, and I realized that Microplastics can go as far as meeting our babies, even in our placentas. I'm talking about women because I'm a woman. So you can see how much deep plastic waste as a crisis is. So why should we, and why do plastics even matter? It's about all of those things that you see above. Now, the crisis within the crisis, you understand that within a crisis, people are forced to move. So within the Anglophone crisis, the crisis in the Northwest and Southwest region of Cameroon, people have moved and a lot of people are internally displaced. And with conflicts, which is already a crisis, and waste management as another, it is difficult for internally displaced people to survive in communities where they have moved into. So waste management amplifies vulnerability even for women, especially in Bamenda, where a lot of IDPs are found, and even in rural communities like Oku, where I come from, where farmlands at the slope of Mount Oku are left to suffer. There is also lack of infrastructure to handle the risks of plastics. So you can see, oh, unfortunately, my slides are not showing. So you can see a lot of heaps of plastic waste, and you can see that it's really difficult to manage, especially in a crisis situation where people are moving. And now we're looking at a community-led model where I'm working on with some women and young people to see how together we can fight we can fight and conquer these plastics, even as we're fighting for survival in our country. So we started a project in 2023, which is regenerative urban gardening, where women and young people who have been displaced into the urban space manage the little space that are found in the urban space. You bear with me that there is little or no large spaces in the urban space. So there is always small spaces with so many people looking at how to cultivate in those spaces. So we created this project, is regenerative urban gardening project for IDP. And this project is focused on using plastic to manage the small spaces where we find ourselves. So with this project, a lot of plastic, tires, bottles, buckets was reclaimed from the environment, and you place them around your house in a very beautiful way. And you can plant, starting from spices to products like carrots and other vegetables just around your house without even moving forward. You know, land conflicts in rural communities has always been a problem. And now within a crisis, it is even a bigger problem. Now we're looking at plastic innovations through reducing, recycling, reuse. I think Carrie Jackson brought a lot of ideas with his presentation on technological something for plastic. You see that all of those are some of the solutions to this crisis that are brought by plastics. And then we also have our approach is aiming at zero plastic and focusing on self-reliance. Imagine a woman that has been displaced from, say, in Bamenda, where I am from, come to Bamenda Center, who buys spices every day, is now able to cultivate spices around their house, and every day they buy spices for 100, they're able to save 100. Maybe they buy vegetables for 500, they harvest from around their house and they're saving 500. So you see how, even though it is waste, you can start bringing some worth out of it. Looking at women at the forefront, we understand that over 70% of local informal waste sector is constituted by women and households. Yes, most of the waste is generated by households and by women. We menstruate. We are just from celebrating a World Menstrual Hygiene Day. We need a lot of water. We need a lot of resources. We need pads to make sure that we are clean during menstruation. So you see that women are at the center of some major kind of waste. So if women are at the center and they are not looking at how they can also try to fight or to join in the fight of waste management, it will really be a problem. So the Mount Oku Center for Gender and Socioeconomic Empowerment empowers women through training on plant nursery using plastic cups, bottles, and whatever they can lay hands on as nursery pots for tree nursery. We have a nursery of over 5,000 trees presently, and over the years, we have planted so many trees. If you look at, when you see my presentation, you see a picture of our nursery, and you see trees that are being nursed in plastic cups, plastic bottles, and that is one way we are trying to make resources from it. 2 years back, we sold some trees to a community development association, and that was women making what even out of the plastics. We see that women face some health risks from this plastic. So that's one of the reasons why they are trying as much to reuse plastics to generate income. And we are using our regenerative urban approach as a way to reclaim women's power. We are using the Mount Oku Center as a way of reclaiming plastics for our power and for economic benefits. Now, my work does not just focus on women, but we're also working with young people. And young people are at the helm of technology. I didn't know Carrie was preparing a presentation on technology and innovation to conquer the plastic battle. So you see that here in Bamenda, where I work as a young woman, as a youth, I'm involved with other young people, and we've been trying so much, working on energy transition, working on environmental conservation. Young people are at the helm of innovation for sustainable development. And youths in Bamenda are challenging the status quo by transforming plastic waste into tiles, into bricks, into charcoal. I just ended a project last year, December, where it was a renewable energy project, but we ventured into other activities, and you would have been marveled seeing the kind of tiles, floor tiles that were made from plastic, construction bricks, and even charcoal. Young people have a lot of skill and technology that they are bringing to conquering this war against plastic by making it even more economically friendly, by making it worthy for them. So we're integrating education for sustainable development. Also last year, with my organization, SUPISU, we launched a project, Education for Sustainable Development, for schools where we were teaching young people, children, on education for sustainable development, on environmental conservation and protection, and on the hazards of pollution, on climate change. And we're looking at how young people can also lead campaigns for the cleanup of the environment, waterways, water bodies, and all of that. And young people are also championing tree planting activities in community, like in my community, Oku. We have planted over the years, since 2016, we have planted over 20,000 trees, and we have trained over 500 households on climate change, environmental protection, and creating more and more awareness. Social media is also a good tool, because some of the ways that we have in our environment is not for any reason, but it's for ignorance. So you can see that a lot of people are into environmental friendly.
Excuse me, Charity, please. Excuse me, you have less than 2 minutes. Yeah, you can summarize.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I was already looking at our impact there, and I said we have planted over 20,000 trees in the Kelum Ijim forest in Oku, and we've been distributing flowers to communities. We've also trained over 500 households on activities that are environmentally friendly and that are fighting plastic pollution. And then our ultimate goal is zero plastic. But now we understand that these communities face these challenges. with plastic pollution, we have major challenges such as poor infrastructure. We lack where to dispose of waste properly or where to deliver the waste to, for example, plastic waste. You don't have like companies in our communities where you can give the plastic waste for recycling. We also have underfunding. You realize that funding around around the environment is focusing more on activities like tree planting. We've not gone so much into the economy to see how we can enforce funding for transformation and all of that. We lack access to information. Thank you guys for this opportunity, because I think some people will be learning about plastic pollution today. We need more opportunities like this to educate more people. And even with these challenges, we have opportunities. Grassroots innovation, like what I mentioned above, can actually help us. South-South collaboration. We coming from developing countries. Other developing countries can collaborate with others to see how they can implement best practices that are already working for them, and this will help. And then my model, regenerative urban agriculture, it's also a model that I can like to share with other people. I can like to share with other communities to see how this is an opportunity for them to learn and engage. And then local and indigenous stewardship models can offer solutions. You know, we as young people, there are other older people who have indigenous ideas. We have to prioritize on leveraging on this indigenous knowledge to see how, even though we are bringing innovations, this can be helpful to guide our innovations. And then my call is plastic isn't waste, it is misplaced potential. And if government supports local innovations and communities adopt low-cost sustainable practices, it means everyone can refuse, reduce, reuse, and repurpose every plastic they find around them. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone that was listening to me.
Thank you very
Well
much.
done.
Thank you very much, Charity. That was very, very wonderful. Yeah,
Thank you
very much. You've just reminded us that the role of women in conserving the environment towards trying to end the plastic pollution. So that is very, very important. And dear team, we need just to realize that the waste which are present can also be used for economic purposes. So even as we trying to reduce the waste, and remember, some waste can also be used as raw materials that which are very, very important for the production of the new products. And we need to also think how we can use some technologies and innovation so that we can, at least we can create more, we become more creative so that we can, we generate new products from waste. Otherwise, thank you very much. Without wasting a lot of time, I want to take this opportunity to give a chance to Rex, Reverend Yuel Bati. After that, we will have Rex, stepping in. So we are going to follow that protocol, and thank you very much for staying tuned. And allow me to introduce allow me to introduce Reverend Yuel Bati. So the topic is going to talk about is the environmental issues and its impacts in you, So I know so to do introduction. Hello?
Yes. Can you?
Yes, you can take the floor. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Okay. Well, the session is going very well. And let me fix something audio. Let me just wait, little bit, please, because please. Now volume is okay. Hello?
We can hear you, Reverend Yule. You can carry on.
Okay, okay. So, so, hello? No, it's okay. Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay. Just a minute. Today we are celebrating Environment Day. It's good that this problem is known as the technology summit that many things happening with the plastics and pollution and everything. So, all the speakers speak very well on the climate change and also for the plastic, no plastic. It's true, it's a no plastic. But certain that there are other issues. I will not touch that. But I appreciate all the thoughts, whatever you speak of, all the speakers. One thing more, I will also suggest on that you all, everybody know that today and yesterday or tomorrow, the Muslim friends are celebrating the Eid al-Adha, isn't it? Can you hear me?
We can hear you too, Reverend Yule. Carry on.
Okay, so I extend and greetings to Eid Mubarak to Muslim friends, isn't it? So no, I will speak on that environmental issues and their impact on us. Environmental issues refer to the problem that arise due to the negative interaction between the human activities and the natural world. These issues are affecting our health, economy, safety, and overall quality of life. Here is an overall major environmental issue and how they impact us climate change. Cause greenhouse and that gas emissions from the industries and the transportations and the deforestation impact rising temperature, extreme weather, floods, drought, hurricanes, melting glaciers, and sea level arise. On us, food insecurity, water shortage, loss of biodiversity, increased diseases, displacement of people, and economic instability. Air pollution, cause emissions from vehicles, factories, burning fossil fuels, and the wildfires impact poor air quality and spread of respiratory diseases on us. Asthma, lungs cancer, heart diseases, and shortened life expectancy, especially harmful to children and elderly, just like me. Water pollution cause dumping of industrial waste, sewage, plastics, and the agriculture's chemicals into water bodies. Impacting drinking water, loss of adequate life on us. What is happening? Waterborne diseases, reduce access of clean water, and the harm of finishing communities. Deforestations, logging, agriculture, and urban development impact. Loss of frost, wild habitats, reduced oxygen, produce increase oxygen, soil resource, and the changes in rainfall patterns that affect agriculture, water and supply, waste management, and plastic pollutions. Oh yeah. Yesterday, I was invited in here there was a dinner that was a waste management. That was a wonderful program, and I was touching that how you are doing a wonderful job, and also there is a great impact on our life, and you are doing a wonderful job. So waste management and the plastic solutions. Overall, the single use of plastic in proper waste disposal impact land and ocean pollution, choking on us health hazard from toxic waste, microplastics in the food and the water and the environmental degradation. Lose us biodiversity. Use of habit, instruction, climate change, pollution, and the overall hurting. Impact this pollution of the economy, the reduce of the science of the nature, loss of the medicine, diverse from nature, and impact and imbalance in agriculture, food system, soil degradation, cause overall framing, deforestation, chemical fertilizers, impact loss of fertile land on us, but back on us. Lower agriculture productivity, food certainty, and the natural poverty. What we can do, adopt sustainable lifestyle, reduce, reuse, recycle, convert energy and the water, plant tree and the crustaceans, public transportations and economy, educations, communities, advocate and environmental political. Conclusion, environmental issues are not threats, they are present realities and affect our daily lives, especially in underprivileged and vulnerable communities. Taking action now, both individually and collectively, in crucial that ensure the health, their planet, and sustainability future for the next generation. What I know that now I'm in Canada, here are green land, but in Pakistan there was so much polluted area, and we planted so many trees over there. There was my school around there. We planted in 100 trees. So that its impact is good, and now that trees are very, very big and giving the oxygen, giving the environmental satisfaction to the people walk over there. So that's wonderful. So thank you so much, and hopefully that my whatever I speak out, it is more what the speaker speak on the plastics, no plastic, is true. And what I know that in Canada we are not packing. I'm not in America, but it is a paper is using. It's good. So God bless everyone. And again, I expect.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
Amondi, I have to just intervene because we're running into the next Zoom now, so we're going to have a crash. I just want to say thank you very much to all of the speakers. You've been incredible. And the thing is that you've given us a lot of ideas that we can add into the Global Peace Let's Talk focus areas. Because what we can do then with all the ideas that you've shared, we need to make a lot of noise about that into the different governments in different countries, because you need the government to support the ideas that you have. That's That's the priority. And then obviously you need funding for all of these ideas. So I'm not sure in your own government, maybe you would send me messages. Who is the person in your government that's heading up support for environmental issues? And then we can send letters to those leaders to try, because you've got really awesome ideas. I loved Lydia's direct honesty to say this is just a mess and it's not working. And the rest of you have come up with specific ideas that need to happen. So if we combine all of your ideas, Amandi is going to be able to do a report. You can put all of your ideas together in a report so that when we get the connection with the government, we'll be able to send that document and say that these are the issues that we need support for these things to be resolved, because otherwise it's just going to be absolute chaos for the future generation. What are we going to leave behind for our young people? How are they going to survive in such a chaotic environment where nothing is protecting anything? So I want to thank also, because your discussions in the chat group with Franca, I want you to know that Franca is our executive for environmental, and her experience is just huge, absolutely huge. So all of these ideas, that report, I'm going to actually ask Franca, when we've got all of your ideas together, to have a look at that. And Franca can then help to put a formal report together, because she's really good at that. And we will then use that report to touch base with governments in your areas, but also in many other countries as well, to be able to give support. You know, I live in Europe, I live in the United Kingdom, and I can tell you that even, it's just absolute issues, horrific issues, where the government is suing the water board for the absolute mess that they're making, all the garbage that's going into the rivers. So all over the world, it's a crisis. But we can start small. You've come up with ideas that are easy to implement, and that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to be able to give you that support. So thank you so much. There's so many of you, Cynthia, and where am I? I'm trying to add Gizi, and all of you, Vincent, Evans, I'm trying to see your names there. Tariq, thank you. Very nice to see
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome, my dearest. I just want to see Rex is here. Rex, thank you so much for joining. It's wonderful that you've been part of this. I'm just trying to see Rex and Day. Oh, there's so many. Tshepu, Charity, I loved your presentation. Janine, who loves environment, also here. You've been a great team.
No, Dr. Nikki, we are going to have a group photo. Please let.
Yes, can
let
everybody
us,
please
before
put your cameras on? It's important that we have your photograph, so that when we share with governments, we're going to say, these are the people you need to listen to. Yes, their photograph. So put your cameras on, a big smile, so we can get Amanda very good with photographs.
and ensure we fill in the form, please.
Yeah.
Ensure we fill in the form. I have just shared the form. It will help us to identify every individual who has joined this meeting, and it will help us to process even the certificates. We are very glad, and we have to appreciate you attending this session, this meeting, and it is a great one. So please, I want to take a photo and ensure you open up your camera.
Yeah, put your cameras, smiles.
Okay.
Yeah. Wonderful. I love your smiles. Keep smiling.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
Another one, please.
Another one.
Just a minute. Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And-
I'm done.
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank
Special
you.
thanks, special thanks, Amondi. This was
Thank you,
Amondi's,
guys.
Thank
project.
you.
So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
all. Bye bye.
Bye-bye, bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye,
you.
Nicky.
Mm.
Ada.
Ciao Franca.
Ciao
bye,
Franca,
Ciao.
ciao Nicky.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ma Ada,
Have a
volevo
It
nice
was a
night.
wonderful
Bye.
session. I appreciate. Thank you all so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Avrei voluto.
Ho capito, ho capito. Non posso farci niente. Ada
Lo so,
would
lo so.
like to talk, but she couldn't because she prepared something, a talk, a speak. Did
Yeah.
you? Next
Thank you so
time.
much.
Next
Next
time.
It was
time.
nice. It
Next
was
time.
nice being here.
Okay.
I hope we are going
Thanks
to
to
continue
all.
having
Sorry,
discussions.
no time, Nikki, no time. Because
No
she has
time.
another Zoom. Can
Oh,
you send me
yeah.
the link? Thank you. No
Thank you,
violence.
everybody.
No violence.
Good night.
Ciao, no, ciao, Ada.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Enjoy
Hello.
your stay in
Bye.
Sicily.
To the next time.
Grazie, ciao.
Mm.